Very good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV this Wednesday morning. I'm Ashwarya with you, and here are the headlines. High schools to reopen in Jammu and Kashmir from today. Shops, businesses allowed to function in areas without restrictions. Minority Affairs Ministry team assesses implementation of development programs in the state. Union Cabinet meeting today to consider relaxing FDI norms in single brand retail and digital media. May also announce special assistance for Jammu and Kashmir. Finance Minister answers opposition on criticism of RBI surplus funds transfer. Says the transfer was decided by panel set up by the RBI. Jan Dhan Committee has also recommended review of RBI's economic capital framework once every 5 years. Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojna completes 5 years today. More than 1 lakh crore deposited in over 36 crore bank accounts opened under the scheme. Deposits in accounts of beneficiaries continue to increase. And ICC releases test rankings for players in batting. Team India captain Virat Kohli retains a 6-point lead over Steve Smith. Cheteshwar Pujara in the 4th place. In bowling, Jasprit Bumrah breaks into top 10 at the 7th position. Our top stories from Jammu and Kashmir, where all the high schools in the Kashmir Valley will reopen from today in area where restrictions have been lifted. So far, over 3,000 primary schools and 774 middle schools have reopened across the valley. Restrictions on the movement of people have been eased in 81 police station areas across the valley, and further restrictions will be eased out in 10 more areas on Thursday.
10 more police stations will be opened by Thursday. 15 new exchanges to be opened from today. The list includes in Anantnag, Lakripura, Kokarnag, Duru, Veeri, in Baramulla, Fatehgarh, Gadkhor, Wagura, Rauhama, Salamabad, Watregam, Kumzar, Singhpura, in Badgam, Khansab, Magam, in Kupwara, Tregam. The Education Department has declared open all high schools in those areas where relaxations and restrictions have been given from tomorrow.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Home Affairs held a high-level meeting in Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday. The meeting was chaired by Union Home Secretary to discuss the implementation of the J&K Reorganization Act. More than 15 secretaries of major central ministries and departments, including finance, agriculture, road transport, power, rural development and industries, attended this meeting. And a team of Minority Affairs Ministries also in Kashmir on a 2-day visit. Secretary in Minority Affairs Ministry, Sailesh, who is part of the team, met Governor Satyapal Malik at the Raj Bhavan in Srinagar on Tuesday. He apprised the Governor about the ongoing assessment of the possibilities existing for the socio-economic development of the region, welfare of the minorities and skill development of the youth. The Governor emphasized the need for ensuring holistic development of Jammu and Kashmir and extending the benefits of various central government schemes to the people. He also stressed on imparting needed skills to the youth in sync with the job market requirements. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will chair the Union Cabinet meeting today at Parliament Annexe building. Now, this will be followed by a meeting of the Council of Ministers. According to reports, the Union Cabinet may consider relaxing foreign direct investment norms in several sectors, including single brand retail and digital media, to attract overseas players. Now, apart from this, it is also expected that the Cabinet would make some big announcements related to Jammu and Kashmir during the meeting. And Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has asserted that abrogation of Article 370 is a national issue and not a political one. Addressing an event on the completion of the 2 years in office in Vijayawada, Venkaiah Naidu said that the abrogation of Article 370 was long overdue as it concerned the unity and integrity of our country. He stressed that its dilution will lead to industrialization of Jammu and Kashmir, create employment and promote tourism.
We must raise above politics. 370 is not a political issue. It's a national issue. Abrogation of 370 is the need of the hour. People are rejoicing across the country. There are some problems in certain areas of Kashmir Valley. They have to be taken care and they will be taken care.
And speaking at another event in Vijayawada on Tuesday, the Vice President called on institutions to equip the youth with the skills and knowledge required to successfully face the 21st century job market. He stressed that a skilled labour force was vital for the country's rapid economic progress.
What we should do is the government should focus, universities, higher education institutions must work with the corporate firms and other industries to make the students familiar with the skills required for the 21st century technology. They must prepare and make the students familiar with the skills required for the 21st century technology-dependent job market.
On to some other news now, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman held a meeting with the tax officials and representatives of the business community in Pune on Tuesday. Minister of State for Finance Anurag Thakur and Finance Secretary Ajay Bhushan Pandey were also present in the meeting. Addressing a press conference, the Finance Minister said that ways to simplify the GST and further slashing tax rates were discussed in the meeting. She said that the government wants entrepreneurs to work without any worry. She added that she asked the tax officials not to overstretch to meet the tax targets.
The Prime Minister had very clearly said during the Independence Day speech from the Red Fort, and also after that when he has addressed some newspapers and said how clearly this country values whatever be the size, small, medium, micro, nano or large, entrepreneurs of this country. We want them to, without a worry, carry on with their business. Similarly, we have expressed our keenness to serve the cause of farmers, so that everyone carries on with their business, which essentially creates jobs, which creates wealth for the country. And therefore, it was important that the tax administrators facilitated them. I've announced some measures for the automobile sector. I'll have to see how it goes. I'll also have to take input from the sector as to what kind of an impact the announcements which were already made have had. And only then can I take a call.
Nirmala Sitharaman also dismissed criticism about the RBI's decision to transfer 1.76 lakh crore rupees to the government, saying that it was a decision by the central bank and that the government had no role to play in it. She said that the top bank's decision is lined with the recommendations of the Bimal Jalan Committee.
That the Bimal Jalan Committee had eminent experts in it. It was constituted by the Reserve Bank themselves and not by the government. They have had several sittings and have said or have come out with a formula. Like the committees which looked at the excess capital framework earlier. So this is a committee which the Reserve Bank appointed, had experts. They have given a formula based on which the amount is arrived at.
Meanwhile, the Bimal Jalan Committee, which is set up to review the Reserve Bank of India's economic capital framework, has suggested that the framework may be periodically reviewed after every 5 years. The panel recommended to align the central bank's accounting year with the financial year, which would reduce the need for paying interim dividend. The central bank released the committee's report on Tuesday. All the recommendations of the panel set up to study the central bank's economic capital framework were accepted by the RBI's central board on Monday. After a board meeting on Monday, the RBI agreed to transfer 1.76 trillion rupees to the government this fiscal. Now, this transfer includes 1.23 trillion of surplus for 2018-19 and 52,637 crore rupees of excess provisions identified as per the revised economic capital framework adopted at the meeting. On some other news now, Minister for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Nitin Gadkari on Tuesday said that the government plans to create 5 crore jobs in the MSME sector and increase its contribution to the GDP from 29% to 50% in the next 5 years. He said that the MSMEs have given employment to around 11 crore people in recent years. The minister also spoke about promoting khadi and generating more employment through it. He said that khadi needs to be modernized in terms of product design, fashion design, weaving and other processes. He added that the government is developing an e-market portal like Alibaba by the name of Bharat Craft, which will provide a direct interface between the buyers and the sellers. Nitin Gadkari was addressing a business summit titled Globalizing the Brand Khadi, the Pride of India in Mumbai.
कहूँ कि टोटल 29% ऑफ जीडीपी हमारा फिलहाल है, उसको 50% हमको करना है. हम टोटल एमएसएमई में 40% ऑफ द एक्सपोर्ट हमारा है, उसको हम मोर देन 50% करेंगे. और अभी तक 11 करोड़ रोजगार निर्माण हुए हैं. हम इस 5 साल में 5 करोड़ नए रोजगार निर्माण करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
In breakfast news, we'll take a very short break. News and updates continue on the other side as well. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. You're watching The Big Picture with me, Frank Rausen Pereira. From policy decisions to global economic issues. What shape is the world economy going to take really?
If the Chinese slowdown occurs, the rest of the world also
will also follow. From landmark judgments to international relations.
Is there any bank who will open an account for a transgender person with transgender identity? Absolutely not.
A debate show like none other.
maybe I will announce here, and no one before you knows, that Mr. Modi will visit Palestine.
The Big Picture with Frank Rausen Pereira at these times on Rajya Sabha Television.
Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojna completes 5 years today since its inception. More than 1 lakh crore rupees have been deposited in over 36 crore bank accounts opened under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojna. So far, 1.26 lakh bank mitras have delivered branchless banking services in sub-service areas. PM Jan Dhan Yojna is a financial inclusion program of the government which is applicable to 20 to 65 years of age group, and the scheme aims to expand and make affordable access to financial services such as bank accounts, remittances, credit, insurance and pensions. Under the programs, the accounts are opened at a zero balance and they do not become dormant even if the deposits are not made into it. The scheme was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 15th of August 2014 and it came into effect from 28th of August 2014. And in a huge push for women hygiene, the government on Tuesday slashed the price of sanitary napkins sold from the Jan Aushadhi Kendras to just 1 rupee per piece from the 2.5 rupees earlier. Minister for Chemical and Fertilizers D.V. Sadanand Gaura made the announcement. The biodegradable sanitary napkin, Suvidha, sold in a pack of 4, are available at the subsidized price in designated centres across the country. Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Mansukh Mandavia, said that the government has launched OXO biodegradable sanitary napkins at 1 rupees. Now, these napkins under the brand name Suvidha will be available at more than 5,000 Jan Aushadhi Kendra across the country. Empowerment of women has been a key initiative of the Modi government. During the last 1 year, around 2.2 crore sanitary napkins have been sold from the Jan Aushadhi Kendra. The government also launched the Jan Aushadhi Sugam mobile app for locating the Jan Aushadhi stores, along with the details of the generic medicines that are available in these stores.
Our department has been issued with the direction, pharmaceutical department issued with the direction that within 100 days you should provide these napkins, and especially nearly 5,500 our generic medicine shops should sell these napkins to the women of the country across.
सारे देश में 5,500 जन औषधि स्टोर ओपन किया है, अभी खुल रहा है ज़्यादा। ये जन औषधि स्टोर पर सुविधा नैपकिन के माध्यम से सैनिटरी पैड भी उपलब्ध है।
And our country will host the 14th conference of the parties next month, and delegates are from 196 countries comprising of scientists, government representatives, global business leaders and journalists will attend the 12-day conference from 2nd of September to 13th of September. The 14th session of COP will stress on 3 crucial issues of desertification, land degradation and drought. Speaking ahead of the upcoming global conference, Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar highlighted India's resolve to combat desertification and said that India will convert degraded land of nearly 50 lakh hectares to fertile land in the next 10 years. The Environment Minister also expressed India's continued commitment to stay on track on a sustainable path to land use and land management.
50 लाख हेक्टर ऐसी खराब हुई जमीन का पुनर्स्थापना करना, उसको फिर से विकसित करके उपजाऊ बनाना, ये चैलेंज हमने लिया है और उसके साथ साथ एक सेंटर ऑफ एक्सेलेंस देहरादून में बिठाए, ये भी हमने तय किया है। और दिल्ली डिक्लेरेशन जो तय होगा उसमें अनेक कार्यक्रम तय होंगे, उस सभी में भी भारत बराबरी की भागीदारी भी करेगा और दुनिया को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए प्रोत्साहित भी करेगा, ये अपनी कल्पना है। संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ ने सालों से कुछ प्रयास चालू किए हैं सभी देशों के साथ, और उसमें हर 2 साल के बाद सभी देश इकट्ठा आकर इसमें नया विज्ञान क्या है, हमारे अनुभव क्या है, अपने अनुभव शेयर करते हैं। ऐसे सब करने के लिए एक कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ पार्टीज, तो COP 14 भारत में इस बार हो रहा है।
The Supreme Court on Tuesday extended P. Chidambaram's protection from arrest till Wednesday. The court will hear the arguments of the Enforcement Directorate on Chidambaram's petition on Wednesday. Chidambaram filed a plea against the Enforcement Directorate to produce the transcripts of his interrogation in the INX media laundering case. He has filed another application to challenge the order passed by the trial court on Monday, extending his remand under CBI till 30th of August. Chidambaram has also challenged the 22nd of August trial court's order remanding him to CBI custody till 26th of August. Firozshah Kotla Stadium is set to be renamed after former Union Minister Arun Jaitely. The DDCA on Tuesday decided to give a new name to Firozshah Kotla Stadium as Arun Jaitly Stadium in the memory of its former president who passed away on Saturday. However, the name of the grounds will remain Firozshah Kotla. Remember, Jaitly is credited with making the stadium equipped with modern facilities and building a world-class dressing room with increased spectator capacity. It will be renamed in a ceremony that will be held on 12th of September.
डीडीसी मैनेजमेंट के इस डिसीजन को जो उन्होंने फिरोजशाह कोटला स्टेडियम को रीनेम अरुण जेटली स्टेडियम किया है, इस घोषणा का मैं स्वागत करता हूँ। डीडीसी की मैनेजिंग कमेटी बधाई के पात्र हैं। उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लिया है और एक सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि होगी अरुण जेटली जी को। इस डिसीजन से मैं बहुत खुश हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे वो ऑनर और प्रिविलेज जाता है कि मैं अरुण जेटली जी को दिल्ली क्रिकेट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में लाया था, जहाँ वो 13 साल तक प्रेसिडेंट रहे थे। ये बहुत बड़ी बिफिटिंग ट्रिब्यूट होगी उनको।
देखिए, मेरे को बहुत खुशी है क्योंकि डिज़र्व करते हैं वो, और जिस तरीके से उन्होंने दिल्ली को एक वर्ल्ड क्लास स्टेडियम दिया जहाँ पर वर्ल्ड क्लास फैसिलिटीज़ थी, और अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि उनके नाम पर ये स्टेडियम रखा जा रहा है। बट उससे भी अच्छी चीज़ ये होती कि अगर वो जीवित होते और ये स्टेडियम का नाम तब बदला जाता जिससे वो ये देख सकते थे, बिकॉज जिस इंसान ने पूरी दिल्ली को एक वर्ल्ड क्लास स्टेडियम दिया, जिसने नया स्टेडियम बनाया, तो उनके लिए ये परफेक्ट गिफ्ट होता। बट मुझे कभी भी खुशी है कि अल्टीमेटली उनके नाम पर स्टेडियम रखा जा रहा है।
And after setting a number of records, Gujarat's Statue of Unity has now found a place in the Time magazine. It has made it to the second annual list of World's Greatest Places 2019, which is a compilation of 100 new and noteworthy destinations to experience in this year. Apart from the Statue of Unity, Mumbai's Soho House also made it to the list. And in a Twitter message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed happiness that the Statue of Unity is emerging as a popular tourist spot. He said a few days back, a record of 34,000 people visited the site in a single day. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said that the changing world has thrown up a new concept and approaches, and the Indo-Pacific was one of them. He spoke at the Valdai Discussion Club, a Moscow-based think tank and discussion forum established in 2004 on the topic India's perspective on the Indo-Pacific. Remember, S. Jaishankar arrived in Moscow on Tuesday on a two-day visit to Russia, and during the visit, he will hold talks with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, and also finalize the preparations for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's forthcoming visit to that country. His visit comes days ahead of the Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok from 4th to 6th of September, where Prime Minister Modi will be the chief guest. The External Affairs Minister also unveiled a statue of Mahatma Gandhi at India's embassy in Russia. And Afghanistan has written a letter to United Nations Security Council regarding Pakistan targeting and shelling its province bordering southern neighbor. Pakistan on 19th and 20th of August fired over 200 rockets into Shiltan district of northeastern Kunar province bordering Pakistan. The attack caused massive damage to the area and also resulted in the displacement of the local population there. The letter was written by Adel Araz, Afghan envoy to the United Nations, on 22nd of August. This is not the first time when Afghanistan has written to the United Nations. In February also this year, it had complained to the United Nations Security Council on Pakistan's closeness with the Taliban and its support to the terror groups. Let's get you some sports news. First up, news from the cricket world. And Indian cricket team captain Virat Kohli maintained his slender 6-point lead over Australia's Steve Smith in the latest ICC cricket test rankings that were released in Dubai on Tuesday. Top-ranked Kohli has 910 points, while Smith with 904 is placed second. New Zealand captain Kane Williamson is placed third and India's Cheteshwar Pujara fourth. Indian Test vice-captain Ajinkya Rahane with the scores of 81 and 102 in the first test against the West Indies jumped 10 places to be 11th on the list. While in the bowlers list, Jasprit Bumrah made his maiden entry into the top 10. He has taken the 7th position in the list after a leap of 9 places due to his 5-wicket haul against the West Indies. The biggest gainer, however, was all-rounder England's Ben Stokes, following his stupendous effort in the third test against Australia at Headingley. It has helped him reach his career best position among the batsmen as well as all-rounders. He is now 13th among batsmen and second among all-rounders. And the Indian team created history by winning 1 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals at the 45th World Skills Kazan 2019 competition in Russia on Tuesday. It has been the country's best ever performance since it first participated in the event in 2007. S. Aswatha Narayana won a gold medal in water technology. Pranav Notalapati won a silver medal in web technologies. Sanjay Pramanik and Shweta Ratanpura won bronze medal each in jewelry and graphic design technology. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.